Hey there, welcome everyone. We're gonna get started here in a sec. Hope you lovelies are all doing well. Just getting everything set up. Alright, I think we can go ahead and get started. So, today's gonna be DBZ day. Kind of doing a back-to-back. Yesterday we did, the Pikachu thumbnail for those that weren't here for the next video. Today we're gonna work on, continuing this piece here. Made a good headway on it. Just need to continue like working on the layout and stuff, and also cleaning up the line work. I did fix this one up offline because I don't know why the androids are really hard to draw. So yeah, just gonna keep working on that today. Might do doodles, I'm not sure. Maybe commission work, I don't know. We'll have to see where things go, but I know that I have some other commission work I gotta start on as well, so maybe we'll ease into that perhaps, if we do make good progress on this, but otherwise we'll probably just do the DBZ stuff today. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Excuse me. No, man, the scene is so sad. I rewatched it this morning. I was getting teared up. Go on! It's sad because that technically was the original timeline. How are you doing, Ranch? How's your day going? Today kind of just whizzed by for me, or whatever the appropriate word is. Zoomed by. I blinked and it was already 5 o'clock. I'm jealous. Or when you set like 20 alarms, or you keep hitting snooze like an hour in advance, like you're gonna And I'll wake up early. Okay, 5 more minutes. Okay, 5 more minutes. And then it's already time. Every time. You're doing classes from home, right? Is that is that the get up right now? Because I think you said you did online classes, right? Oh, nice. I'm jealous. I don't miss classes, but I do miss sleeping in. You ever had that moment where like you think it's a work day or like a day you have to like do classes and then you go full blown panic? You like, get ready and everything, and then the moment you're about to head out, you're like, "Oh wait, I'm off today." Or like when you alternatively like you're like, I'm gonna do a midday nap, and then you wake up and it's nighttime and you're like, oh, I screwed up. I screwed up so bad. I know, man. It's crazy. Time's zooming by. I feel like it definitely feels that way like the older you get. But I think that's just a result of like having more responsibilities too. That's a tough one. I really like the Cell Saga. It's a toss up between either Cell Saga or late Namek Saga. Both of those are very good. I do really like the Boo Saga, but it does drag a bit. But there's really good moments in there. Plus, you can kind of feel. I feel like you can kind of feel like Toriyama was like just kind of winging it. I mean, he kind of did that with a lot of the writing, but it felt a lot more concise. But definitely in the Boo Saga, it felt like, yeah, he was throwing really good ideas, but like you can kind of just tell like he was getting tired. There were so many changes to the story, and like it just felt like it, because originally like at the beginning of like the time skip, like Gohan was supposed to have like more of like a role in the story. Like Goku was not supposed to come back, and they realized, oh, you know, the majority of readers want Goku back. So then they had to completely like shift from that point. I think it would have been interesting to see like what would happen if like Toriyama had stuck the original like story. Yeah, and I mean it still like holds on to some of those themes with like Trunks and Goten, but like the rules are so limited in it that like it doesn't feel that way a lot of the time. It just feels like it's kind of shoehorned in, all because of like, you know, popularity. Like, there's really good sequences, but when you narrow it down to like fights that are actually like meaningful to the plot, it's not the same ratio as the other sagas, like overall. I think that was the biggest problem with it, but I mean, it was still good. So. I know a lot of people hate on Daima as well, but I liked it. OG Dragon Ball, like I have a soft, like it has a soft spot for me. Like it's really nice. It's not like as hype as like Z, but it was fun. Like it was just like kind of, it just felt like just a, you know, your average like adventure story. I mean, it's not average, but it felt like a lot more grounded, I guess would be the word. And honestly, like a lot of people, they don't even, they got into Z without even knowing anything about like the original Dragon Ball. And it kind of sucks because there are some like really good scenes in there, especially like with the last World Martial Arts tournament. That's like the precursor to Z. Like Goku versus Piccolo Jr. is like so good. Yeah, it's because they aired Z first. They eventually aired OG Dragon Ball, but it wasn't until later. I think they were kind of just like testing, like feeling things out, which I think it was the right move. Honestly, it was that and that Pokemon and Yu Yu Hakusho got me into anime. I'm trying to think of what other series they had. I think it was on Adult Swim at that point, but they also had Inuyasha, um, Mobile Suit Gundam. Yeah, Naruto as well. Yeah. Although Naruto aired a lot later, I think, in the US. Yeah, Toonami was like a huge contributor, I think, to the Western market. Like there were other dubs out there, but they were more like they didn't have like the same like marketing outreach that Cartoon Network had. And I mean, obviously Nickelodeon didn't do it until like much later, around like the mid to late 2000s, was it? Or was it early 2010s? I can't remember when Kai came out, but it was like much later. Yeah, it. I don't know. It's one of my favorite series, and Yeah, I got introduced to that before Hunter x Hunter. Um, but I like to think of it as like almost like the. It's almost like it's in spirit. It's like relative to Dragon Ball with just the amount of craziness in it. Because it had like even had its own tournaments in the same like manner as Dragon Ball with like the Dark Tournament, which is just is such a fun arc. It's really good. I would say like it's not as big of an issue in the anime, but the manga, like they it was very rushed. Like the final tournament arc, because I think at that point like Tagashi was having like major like chronic pain, and he really just wanted to like end the series at that point. But that being said, like it's still a really great series, and I think like a lot of things from that series like carried over and kind of like became refined in Hunter x Hunter. Yeah, there's so many good characters in Yu Yu Hakusho though, and the one thing that I love about that series is like the drip, dude. There got so much drip. It's like one of the few series where they have like different costumes, like, and they're all like really, they all look really good. Especially Botan's like always got crazy outfits that look like really good. Well, they do now because he doesn't he works, I think he does like the work as a like a he's not under like any sort of contract per se. He kind of does it via freelance rather than like directly under Shonen Jump. So now he kind of just does it at his own pace. Which you can't really do like as a new like mangaka. Like you don't have that sort of, you need to have like some level of like like establishment in the industry, because like most like fledglings, like they just kind of have to go through with the normal process, which is pain. He's worked on other ones. I haven't read them, but the main one that he worked on after that he's continuing is Hunter x Hunter. But I know he worked on another one in between that. Yep. Yeah, and his wife is the one that worked on Sailor Moon. I know that's a tag team right there. Yeah, I mean, you see in some of the like cover art, they'll even make like direct like series like crossovers. Like I'm pretty sure there was one in like the last 50 or so chapters where they showed like a current, like a modern version of Yusuke next to Gon, like with Gon doing the Jajanken and then Yusuke doing the spirit gun. What I need to watch again is Full Metal Alchemist. I forgot a lot of Full Metal. There's Full Metal Alchemist and then Berserk. I did finish like the original anime from like I think it was 98, 99. I finished watching that, which basically covers like I think it's like the Golden Age and then like the I always forget the name of it. The Eclipse. Which is pretty dark. But yeah, I need to read the manga. Yeah, like, well, the main thing is like the manga is like just like legendary. Like it honestly, like it feels like every page feels like an illustration. But the thing that kind of stings is like Berserk never really had like a major like producer working on it. I think like the best adaptation they had, I think there was like I don't know if it was an OVA of the Golden Age arc. But I remember they did a remake. But then after that, I think they did I don't know if it was in 2016. They did an anime, but of like the more modern arcs, but the production was so bad. It looked like PS2 models, and like Guts' sword sounded like a fucking trash can. It was so insane. Yeah, it did not do it proper justice. I think there were talks at one point about like the director from the Castlevania series, the ones that have been coming out on like Netflix. I think he mentioned having like an expressed interest in like readapting that, but that was years ago at this point. Yeah, don't they always like clown on Ed for being short? And he just gets rage baited every time. Yeah. It's like Eddie. Pipsqueak. We did watch the movie for that, I think, Sunko, right? Recently? Well, not recently, but I could have sworn we did watch it in like the last year or two. Oh, right, yeah. So rude. I mean, he does look. I mean, his brother definitely looks more menacing, so you like would assume that by default. But then again, like they do make him look like chibi at times too. Dude, yeah. I want to go back, please. Take me back. Get me out of this timeline. I want to go back to the timeline where the dollar menu was actually $1. Where's that? Where's my dollar menu? Where's my pants? Where's my damn pants? Yeah, I do miss that. Now it's all like, let's generate shareholder value, guys. What? The only way we can do that is by laying people off. Well, Jiminy Cricket. Say goodbye to your livelihood. This needs to be like a bit wider, perhaps. You got bigger feet, bigger leg. I mean, yeah, we were even talking about it earlier with the whole, like, I was like deciding whether or not I wanted to get like the Clip Studio Paint, and I'm like, I was thinking to myself, I'm like, am I actually gonna use it? Like, the problem is, like, it's a nice tool, but the only thing like I'm really gonna like eye off of it is the animation, and the pro version, yeah, it's $30 something right now, but it's limited to 24 frames, and I'm like, that's like nothing. The pro version is like, what, I forgot, it was like 190 or something, no, 170. And I don't know, I don't want to pay for it. I know it's a perpetual license, but I mean, Krita does the job enough. I think it does to a certain degree of Photoshop stuff. But here's the thing is, like, Krita has plugins, so like if there's something that you really want to add to it from there, like, you know, it's open source. There's like plenty of ways to like just add that if you really want to add that functionality. Whereas, you know, Clip Studio Paint, it's proprietary. You can't add plugins or anything like that. I think there might be like some level of customization, but that's on the Japanese version only, not the international version. I'm not as peeved about it though, because at least they're offering a lifetime license. I'd much rather them do that than the frickin' subscription service. I am so tired of subscriptions. If I only need to pay one time to use it forever, that's fine. Whatever. Yeah, I mean, that's just the problem with open source in general, like GIMP and like similar like programs. They don't. I like Blender too, I would say, to a certain degree. Like, it was definitely like a more of a focus on just engineering than actual UI, like sleek UI. I don't want to say it's like an afterthought, but I don't think that was like what they first had in mind. It was more so just like, hey, let's get this thing to work. The problem with AI is that it's been used as just like what was that called? Like a it's kind of been like it's taken the fall for a lot of like the layoffs and like especially the tech industry right now. When in reality, it's mainly a market correction from like all of the hiring surges during COVID. Yeah, GIMP, I've tried it. I don't feel it that much. It's not great. But I mean, it's free, so you know, it's like I don't feel too bad about it. Some people like it, and that's fine. Yeah, I don't use Adobe products anymore. Ranch, I'm not a fan. They've done too much shady stuff. Especially with the will they, won't they type like attitude they had with the whole like animate being like deprecated essentially. Like people were pissed. I remember when that happened. So yeah, with Adobe Anime, this is like a month ago, was it? But basically, like they had an announcement saying like they're not gonna support it anymore. Like, I think like was it around March or something? Like they only gave him a few months from what I remember. It might have been longer, I don't know. But basically they were saying like, hey, we're not gonna support it anymore, so make sure to back up your stuff. But the thing is, like, FLA format is proprietary. You can't extract animation data out of that. It's kind of like its own thing. Yeah, it only took basically like it took like the entire community to basically convince them like, hey, like you're gonna lose so much money if you go through with this without like supporting it. So I think eventually they were forced to make announcements saying like, hey, we're deprecating it, but we're not like stopping support of it. Yeah, it's just wild. That's why I'm kind of hoping like a lot of these tools, like, they just stay open source. Like, yeah, the UI is not as good, but again, it's like, it's free. Like, they still get paid, they get donations and sponsors and things like that, so it's not like you're completely non-profit, but it's like, if it's good enough, like, they'll get compensation through other means. But yeah, I think I talked about it a little bit earlier today, but I was like, it would be kind of cool to like build my own open source animator tool, because I started on building like a painting app, like I want to say like 2 years ago. I built like because I was trying to learn JavaScript, and then I built like a chat room, kind of like iScribble back in the day, where it's just like you join a chat room and then you can paint in it. It got kind of confusing after a certain point because you got to work with like WebSockets, and then like you have to like basically sync up all the users together, and it just got the scope of it was just too much. So I think like if I went back into it, I would definitely just like focus on single user desktop app before I did any of that. But I think that would be kind of fun. Could be maybe like a progressive web app or something like that later on, but I'd rather just have it be something like you install locally and just run it. Don't need a network connection. That would be, yeah, that would be kind of cool. I need to figure out how. That is a good point. I need to like figure out how like I gotta stop avoiding UI stuff. Maybe just draw some UI. I'm going to get back into it next month though, for sure. Even if it's just like art assets, I'm gonna bring Neverwake back when I come back from my spring break trip. I have to bring Jam to life, Wrench. Me too. It's coming. It's coming. I do want to work on it again for sure, though. Very soon. I think what I'm gonna probably do, just to make things easier, I'll probably start on, like, once I get back into it, probably just focus on like art assets. And then maybe do like the game dev stuff offline, unless like people are super interested in it. I do like Brick. They're all beautiful. I think Jam's my favorite though. Brick is probably going to be the most meme character though, just for like the sheer ridiculousness of him. Sabbath, I want him to be like Magus, where he's just a complete edgelord. Yeah, definitely not one bit. No bias here. I mean, dude, he's caked up like a Nokia phone. He's going to bring the heat. Dude, imagine like one of the like auto win animations is him T-posing and playing like the Arab like Nokia ringtone. This explosion. That'd be so funny. There's so much stupidity I could add to that. Yeah, you'll have to share it with me later. Oh, I need some water. Help! I'm joking. Oh, wrong hole. Brother. I'm dying. Help. No. Oh. Oh no. I love coughing and hiccuping at the same time. So awesome. Oh. I don't even know if the mic's picking it up. Oof. I am literally in the death chamber. I can't wait to hear what that sounded like later. Okay, I think I'm okay now. Yeah, it was really bad. I remember that. Love having just a random moment where the body just says, yeah, I don't feel like working today. No, thank you. Time to create a public embarrassment out of you. It was so funny. It's like one of those moments where like you can't recreate it, but that moment like was you'll just cherish it. Like you just replay it in your head and it's amazing. I guess I'll work on the face next. Or some of the faces. Make them beautiful. Mm-mm. I don't know if you're gonna have time after Sunko. If you want to after stream, we can play some Snooper Elite. But if not, that's cool. Yeah, the weather warmed up just enough to where I was just like, yeah, I should go outside. it was kind of cold, but it was a nice walk. But I was like, I'm tired of being cooped up. I'm just hoping like there isn't too much craziness with the weather this weekend. Hopefully not, but we'll see. They're like, look at your little pretty baby photos. Look at your little baby butt. It's all good if not. Excuse me. Yeah, it's like, dude, I was a kid. What's the matter with you? And or baby. Yeah, I'm like, I don't know. I don't know about that one, Chief. You're like, hey, why'd you take a picture of my ass? And why did you show me sooner? it was funny. Don't you ever! Oh, come on, my keyboard's not working. No! Make him angry. Oh, come on. Of course, the one time I wanted to work. Whatever. Don't you ever take a picture of my ass without my permission! Man, one of these days it'd be awesome to just get a shout out from Tourette's guy on stream. That'd be awesome, you know? One can dream. Yeah. That'd be awesome. I'd be like, dude, you're my life inspiration. And he's like, I don't give a shit. But thank you. This may need to be thicker. Yeah. Where the fuck did they hide all the bathrooms? Goofy R. Hello. Hey, hi. Yeah, I never got into the Chow, but they are cute. But I know people that are like just It's like they don't even play like the main game. They just do that. I'm like, all right. Different strokes for different folks. I wouldn't know. I just never got into it. I think I must have been in the garden like for like no more than 5 minutes. They just get lost and just know what to do. I'm not going fast. Get me out of here. Yosh. He looks like a fucking madman when he's running. It's so funny when he runs in the stage. I'm assuming it's modded, but he looks so dumb. Especially like in City Escape. Yeah, I just never did. I never got into it. I'm surprised they never brought like the Chow back, honestly. Like it's its own separate mode. Like even if it was just a smaller game. It's not like they've been like apprehensive towards like adding mini games and stuff to the mainline titles. Yeah, it would have made a lot of sense considering like, you know, they did have some level of like influence in the story. Oops, hit the mic. Ears. Yeah, I honestly don't know why. It's not even like I don't think it's anything with like licensing or anything like that. I feel like they're just sitting on it for whatever reason. They're like, it's my it's my IP to sit on and do nothing with. Yeah, I really don't understand why. I get in the cases where like if it was like cross studios and then they run into a whole bunch of licensing issues, or like literally just like games where yeah they have like sponsored, like in the case of like just thinking off the top of my head, like Outrun. Like I think the main reason why they never did a re-release or like kept the game on like the Xbox Live Arcade for long enough was because I think of the licenses to like Ferrari and stuff. I think it was just really expensive. Man, ears are so weird in Dragon Ball. I'm not gonna lie. No. Personally, no. It doesn't appeal to me. I feel like if you're gonna if you're gonna work on a game, it's probably gonna be something that you enjoy personally, or based off of a genre that you enjoy personally. Otherwise, you're gonna not have the best time. Yeah, the thing that scares me with the Pokemon IP is just Nintendo being like super like they're super strict about like mechanics. Yeah. Yeah, it reminds me of I don't know if you mentioned it last time, but like Pikmin or whatever just looks so ridiculous. It does. Like it I'm honestly surprised they got away with it considering there's like a bunch of other games that have already used that mechanic. I feel it, yeah, it just feels like a huge like middle finger to just like a bunch of different like IPs. I really don't know what the strategy is behind like are they getting sued for marketing? Yeah, it's just crazy. I don't know whoever the guy the person that's developing it, if it's solo, I'm assuming it's a small studio, I don't know, but they got some cojones. They got the huevos to screw with the big N. I don't know, man. It's like not even on the nose, or it's not subtle. Like the thing is like Power World, like at least like it tried to not be like a complete ripoff. Like it did have its own unique mechanics, but literally this one is just like, hey, you know what? Screw you both. Your mechanics are mine. You mean our mechanics? Ugh. Oh yeah. Alrighty. Stay out of trouble. Yep, see you later, pal. I think it's just kind of like a chill evening for tonight. Yes, sir. I'm honestly just kind of hoping I can uh finish the line work on Gohan at least before the end of the stream. Ugh. I'm excited to see how this turns out, but I just gotta stick with it. I will say, I don't know why. Moving down here, like, I can't get in a comfortable spot. Maybe I have to lift the chair later. I don't know. I think it's because the table's higher than my my old desk. That might be why. Yeah, I'm feeling like a shrimp. Buttered shrimp. Shrimp sounds good right now. Let's see, go check that real quick, actually. Oh. I don't know how to lift. Maybe, yeah. Oh, wait. Oh, we're gaming. Hold on. Oh, that's a lot better. Oh, I feel much taller now. Now I have to. Actually, I'm gonna mute for a second because it's gonna be really loud. I'm gonna readjust the mic. Oh yeah, that's a lot better. I can actually like look down on my tablet rather than like feeling my back being pulled out. Now we're gaming. What are you working on, Wrench? Or Ranch, sorry. Wait. No way. Oh, nice. How's that going? I still can't believe you put like more than 1,000 hours into that. That's wild. I don't think it's been out for that long either. Good. You're a winner. Honestly, at that point, yeah, it's an addiction. At that point, you should just start doing tournaments. That amount of time. Or maybe that's just like a new layer of sweat that you don't want to go through. I would be so like, I remember as a kid that sounded like so cool to like be like competing for money at like tournaments and stuff. I'm like, that is the most anxiety inducing thing to be like, well, I didn't place the top 12, so I guess I'm not having food for tonight. Oh, that's cool. I think even if it's just that, that's like, you know, pretty cool. Like locals or whatever. Yeah, I can't be sweaty at video games anymore like that. I feel like it's one of those things where like, yeah. What do you mean? I think it's fine as like a side thing if you wanted to do it, but I would not. I think like most side hustles, like when you're starting, like definitely don't go into it with the expectation you're gonna be like, I'm gonna quit my job and I'll just live off of that. Well, not to get like overly serious, but like what were you thinking of doing after you finish up with like school? I mean, besides find a job, but you know what I mean. Yeah, I mean, it's cool. Like the thought of it is cool, but the other thing that like the I guess as I've gotten older, I'm like, dude, that can't be sustainable. Like I thought about the same idea like now from when I initially thought of like starting that idea. I'd be like, I'd be so depressed to just play video games and do nothing else but stream and not like do any sort of like productive work. It just, I don't know. It feels like scary in a way. I guess outside of being performative, you're not really like making anything per se. Just entertaining. Is it a original comic? Yeah, that's cool. Sounds good to me. I feel like if I did anything comic related, I want to do like a hybrid where it's like the panels are animated. But obviously that wouldn't really transition into like physical media. It'd be more of like a webcomic kind of thing. Not like a fliporama. I mean, like literally like so it'd just be a purely digital. Like where the panel. Yeah, I was thinking of fliporama when you talked about, or when I was saying physical. But I just meant like purely digital, with like it's a GIF, but the panels are animated in sequence. That is a lot of work, though. I feel like that would make like a good Kickstarter, like reward sort of thing. Or where they call that like milestones, where like one of them would be like a digital comic. Bucelhos. All right, we could do this. We could do this. Just gotta keep going. With line art, I kind of just like usually just like plop. Well, okay, so like if it's a sketch, I'll just plop whatever and erase. I kind of do a similar thing with line art, but it's a little bit more refined since like I essentially have a guide at that point. But it's pretty much the same process, just to like get like more refined line work, but also like you can kind of see it with like the thumb here. Like it's obviously not exactly the correct like proportions on the initial sketch, so like I have to make like a judgment call there to be like, okay, well, do I keep it the same way or do I readjust it? So I do that like calculation in my head, and then do like the cleanup work once I have it adjusted. But literally it's just like make a line and then, you know, just like start to sharpen it with the eraser. So usually I'll go like thicker radius and then erase so that it matches with like the rest of the line work. I know you can do vectorized, but well, I don't think you can do it in side necessarily. You can use the line tool, but it's kind of limited. And I just like the feel of doing it rasterized. Like it feels more natural to me, even if it's on paper less practical than just doing it vectorized. Yeah, and it's doable. It's perfectly doable in size. Just like I've tried it a few times, and it just feels so like unnatural to me. But it's doable. Like you can do it. It's just to me, I think feel is also like an important aspect to like your enjoyment with drawing too. Keeping it 100. Yeah, I would probably like say like upgrading to maybe maybe like an Intuos would probably be nice. Or like it really depends. Like you could do that if you just want like upgrade on the standard like side peripheral like tablets without the monitor. You can get some like good usage out of that, or you get like a basic screen tablet like X Pen or something, like around the $400-$500 price range, I'd say. The Cintiq that I have has been a trooper. I've been using it for like, I want to say like 7 years now, somewhere around there. But it was also like $2,000, so somewhere between 1,500 and 2,000. But it was a crazy amount of money. So it's like you get what you pay for essentially. And I imagine that price has gone up since then too. So oh yeah, traditional art supplies, and they're a mess to like clean up after too. A lot of like the paintbrushes, pastel, like all of it's super messy. Yeah, it's expensive for sure. Although I feel like there is some level of like aesthetic with traditional that like it's so hard to like replicate. Yeah, going it's I can't go back to it. I would maybe do it for a video, like doing like digital or not digital, but doing like animation cells or something, just to see like how difficult it would be. But I don't have the tools for that. Digital art, honestly, it was, I think, the thing that got me like super into like the next level of like, okay, I could definitely treat this more seriously. I think I got into it like around 2004, like digital art. But honestly, like you don't really need like a uh like some insane like industry like tablet to make like good pieces. I mean, I think you're evidence of that, right? You know. I'm feeling more unk by the minute. Yeah, bro, don't rush it. That's all I'm gonna say. Enjoy life. Jokes aside, like 30s, it's not that bad. I think as long as you keep yourself healthy, you're fine. I think like 30, the reason why people get scared about like their 30s is like things that they used to do in their 20s that like was ridiculous, like drinking excessively or eating like a dumbass. Like you'll start to see like your body punish you for it. But I mean, if you just, you know, take care of yourself, like it honestly, it doesn't even matter. It doesn't feel that different. Yeah, man. Time just goes by so fast when you're not paying attention, and I feel like the older you get, up until like when you retire, like time is just like a constant moving river that you have no control over. You just have to keep moving with the current, otherwise you'll succumb and uh be taken over. Yeah, please, AI wrench, leave him be. That's the thing. I do get concerned, like, for the future generations too. It's like it's getting harder and harder for them to like be able to sustain themselves. Like, I have no idea like what the direction is, where we're going with everything, and like what is the end goal for all this. You just gotta keep adapting, you know. Don't don't give up either, even if it feels hard or you're not feeling like you're being rewarded for your work yet. You gotta ignore it and keep going. Yeah, let's brush here. Yeah, I'm hoping things get better this year for both you and me. I think like some companies are starting to do it. Like, I think, what was it, Nintendo sued like the US government over it. I think Disney did something similar for OpenAI. But I think it's like really only the big players that have like any sort of like leverage. That's the problem, is like when they're being like subsidized at that high of a power, it's like, well, what can you do as like Joe Schmo? Like, you have to have like the 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 money to be able to bring him to court, for one thing. It is wild to me, like, how they just keep making, like, they just keep feeding like stuff that people have spent years, like, they of their lives just like developing content for it, only to be like sucked into an algorithm or a network. Just a giant data set. doesn't know how to be creative. It just regurgitates. Yeah, that I think I've mentioned it before, but that was the reason why I kind of stopped doing like semi-realistic art, and I just stopped like posting on Twitter for a period of time too, because I felt like you know, people were gonna start like doing those sorts of accusations. And then I took a break. I just did things like offline stuff. And then I came back and I realized like, you know, there's no point. Like, just, you know, that shouldn't stop you. Just keep going. Right, yeah. So like even if they were to make that accusation in the future, it's like the VODs really show everything for the most part. I just never understood the thought process of like doing like generative stuff and then like making it sound like, oh, I put so much effort into it, guys. I typed words. Yeah, and the thing is too, for like that level of work, it's like really insulting when they just outright say that, knowing like the amount of like effort and time you put into it, and it's just like I could see that being really disheartening for a lot of people. Well, yeah, no, they don't. The only thing they really have like an account of is the time. But they see time as relative. Like, oh, well, they got nothing else to do than to work on that. Like you see that with the production schedules for like series, like anime or whatever, and they're like, oh, you had like 6 years, and this is trash. And I'm like, no, that's not really how that works. But again, it's like, as a consumer, like, they don't know the process, nor do they care. Brother, I don't want view bots. Get your view bots out of here. Sometimes you can't really tell until like further inspection, like later on, like when the line work's like kind of jagged. But sometimes I'll just look around, like even on spots where I haven't really like touched a certain spot in a while, just to double check. Yeah, I guess it would depend on like I don't know, my unrefined line work. It looks kind of choppy, but I get where you're coming from. Like sometimes like adding that noise can make it look good. Like immediately, excuse me. Immediately, I'm thinking of like One Piece with like the one arc. Like the line work on that's pretty good. But similar effect where it's like it's got some jitteriness to it. Oh, come on. Oh. Nope. Nope. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Gregory. Gregory Grice. Thank you. Yeah, I was like, I want to make like a big, like, I guess you would call it a collage. So I'm trying to do that. I'll probably post it on Twitter later. But yeah, it's just taking a while to get all the line work set up and the composition. But thank you. I appreciate it. I think it's been like it's been like a week so far on this, I think. I've been mixing it with other stuff too. But yeah, it takes time, but it's not as long as I thought it would take to get to this point. Gotta get the right line help. Okay, I think that's good. Yeah, honestly, I've been meaning to do one since like a big collage. I've been wanting to do that since like the news that like Toriyama died, I was like, oh, I want to work on one so bad as like a tribute. I just never got into it, and I'm like, now is the time. I must do it. This is the one thing where I'd be like, yeah, vectorize is probably nicer. Getting these freaking lines the way you want them to. Because they gotta be like sharp and like in the right curve. Oh my god, please. See, the thing that kind of sucks here is like it's overlapping this hair here, so maybe I gotta extend it a little out. Like that, yeah. You generally want to avoid that. Yeah, time lapse and like slow motion. I used to watch a lot of those too, though. That looks off. Now that I think about it, though. Yeah. If I do something like this, maybe. I'm trying to see like how it aligns to the head here. It does feel a little bit off. Might just have to go back to it later, perhaps. I'm gonna try to get the rest of this done, and then I'll figure out what to do with the hair. Yeah, time lapses are cool, Ranch, but I feel like it makes it feel like the piece is so much easier to make when they just like show them blitzing through it, and then you like try to make something similar, and you're like, oh yeah, this is gonna take forever. Wonder if I should just like some maybe. I'm gonna try to extend the fingers out a bit here, perhaps. Instead of having them bent this way, maybe do like 3 pivots here. Yeah, same. I would like, even if it was like even if it was fast forwarded, I'd play it at like 0.25 speed or something, and then or just use the frame by frame keyboard shortcuts to see like what do they do. Although that was kind of more important, I think, with Blender and stuff. It's easier to follow. Yeah, the UI. Okay, the UI is probably the biggest like hurdle with Blender. Like, I think like once you get past like if you spend like a week, like a few hours for like a week to just figure out like the basic shortcuts, I don't think it'll be too bad. But you need a reference handy or like a cheat sheet to just like practice it enough times to where like it just becomes part of like muscle memory. Because if you try to do everything manually, it sucks. So you gotta remember like pretty much everything. Like I've probably gotten to a point where like I'm okay at it. But I think the biggest reason of just getting to that point was just learning the UI. I do poly model. Sculpting is like sculpting is well, the thing is like I do basically like environmental. And I don't do like things at a terrain level. Like I usually just do stuff low poly. And most times like that just involves like working with basic shapes. Like I don't try to do anything too crazy, because it's like if it any of like the complex like character work, I'm just gonna draw it for like a scene. Would I like to go into character modeling? Yeah, sure. That'd be pretty cool. I'm not like. I think that kind of like helped me ease in a little bit better. Like if I tried to learn both, I probably would be like overwhelmed. But I think just like limiting to like a particular like niche helped a lot. But yeah, I would definitely like just do low poly to start out with. Sculpting is like an entirely different beast. I think that's like more advanced level like modeling. Like I think if you try to start with that, it's gonna look so ugly because you don't know like how to work in like 3 dimensions. Like you have like 2D artist brain, and you're trying to like sculpt the mesh, thinking it's 2D. Like it's just a flat axis, and or a flat axis, and then like the face is all contorted when you rotate the canvas or the viewport, and you're just like, just forget it. I think polymodeling is the way to go, though. Like if you're especially if you're learning how to even work with it in the first place, you'll want to work with like a whole lot of topology. Use the KISS principle. Move a little bit. I know. We're so close. Oh dang, I didn't even realize. Yeah, it's 7:21. Jeez. Crazy. Slow down time, please. Dude, tomorrow's gonna be Friday? What the heck? It's weird because, yeah, like I had work, so it's like I experienced like the week. It's just, it's something about it. It just feels really fast. This week in particular, I don't know. Probably not as popular. I mean, like, literally, they brought him back, like, in Sonic Heroes. Probably because they realized, like, how popular the character was, like, after SA2. Which I don't blame him. Sayonara. All right. I think I can get this finished in time, but hopefully. Hopefully I can. I remember getting to hear this at Sonic Symphony. It was so awesome. Yeah, it was sick. I went with a buddy of mine. I think that was back in 2024, I want to say. Oh, stretch. Oof. Oh. Oh yeah, that's the other thing I forgot too. Yeah. Also, like line density. Like, if you wanted to, you could depending on like the perspective, like the closer the object is to like the camera or the viewer, I guess in this case, um, you could get away with using like thicker line work the closer it is to add some like depth of field effect to it, or like just some additional depth. It's not a necessity, but it is kind of cool. Almost there. He's almost there. I probably want to add a little bit more like wear and tear on the clothing. Otherwise, yeah, he's looking pretty good. Also, maybe add like a little more width here on the belt. Silva gonna ruin the lyrics of this song for me. No. I could compromise. I could play it. I could play at the end. Oh. That's good. I think, yeah, it looks a lot better than what was there before for sure. I'll probably play around with the density a bit more, maybe add a little bit more damage, but that's kind of, it came out pretty good. Okay, we can end it a little bit early with this. We can find it. Okay, here we go. Knuckles. No. So good. So bad. Oh my god. I'd rather jump. So bad. Oh my god. So bad. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna call it night there. Thanks for joining, Ranch. And anyone else that was watching. Y'all have a good night. I love you. Yeah, best way to do. Yeah, we'll continue Sunday.